G'day, you beautiful bastards. Welcome to another edition of 2C3 Pod Trailer Park. My name is Mitchell, along with
Dylan.
And before we get started, do us one little smidge of a favour. Smack that like button, smack subscribe, and be notified of when we post new videos, which is every single week. But
Every single week.
Not only here on YouTube, but also we do have a podcast.
That's right. Podcasts can be found on all podcast platforms, but most importantly, Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and of course, YouTube. Big summer blowout right here. But if you want to join us live on that podcast, links are all down below. Twitch.tv/2C3pod live. Definitely find us down there in the links below.
Every single week you can be a part of the podcast, so don't you forget it.
That's
of course. Right. All right. I think that'll just about do it.
Time to wrap it up. Yeah, I think it's time to go. And well, to continue the shtick,
better see my cousin wife. It's time to head on down to the trailer park. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for Trailer Park, one of our favourite times of the week where we review the freshest trailers that have come to the interwebs in the past 7 days, and we are going to break down a few of them for you right now.
That's right. But don't forget to pause this episode if you're listening to this the first time and you want to know what we're talking about. Pause the episode, watch the trailer, come back, and we'll hear our review.
Absolutely, exactly. Yeah, we perfectly got through that.
Yep.
All right, let's kick it off, shall we, with Army of the Dead. Oh, baby, could there be a better way to kick off Trailer Park than this? I am, of course, referring to the next big blockbuster Netflix film, Army of the Dead. From the man himself, Zack Snyder, we have a new Of the Dead film, this time focusing on a military group heading into the quarantine zone to pull off a huge heist. What are they going to be robbing? A bank, maybe? Maybe a millionaire's luxury mansion? Nope, they're heading to Viva Las Vegas as they enter the city, which is now overrun with zombies. Essentially, they're looking to pull off Ocean's 11, but with zombies. Coming from someone of Snyder's pedigree and the man who pulled off one of the best horror movie remakes ever, and with a Netflix level budget, this is guaranteed to be a winner. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, or at least comes to Netflix 21st of May.
What I really like about this trailer is, I mean, there's a few things, but the first thing to note is the aesthetic of when the font comes on the screen. There's something I really like about that. It's not quite 80s, but it's got that colourful pink aesthetic to it. When Army of the Dead, like the actual logo comes through, it's got that aesthetic to it, that charming, comedic, bombastic, like, you know, oversaturated like feeling to it, and I love that shit.
Absolutely. It reminded me of the original Dawn of the Dead, that classic poster with the half zombie head over the sunrise, and you had that pinkish hue. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. But yes, of course, Zack Snyder, famous obviously for many things, but most notably in this scenario, Dawn of the Dead remake, as you mentioned, one of the best zombie film remakes of all time, and most people haven't even seen the original, which I urge you to do.
Oh, no.
Still holds up, but then 100%. Watch Dawn of the Dead remake. It's great. And what this film is obviously going to show as well is Zack Snyder's creative visionary skills.
Yes,
he, like, in terms of actual story, say what you want, but visually, like, his visual storytelling is next to none. It's absolutely amazing.
No, absolutely. I could not be more hyped for this. Like I mentioned in the description, Netflix budget on it as well.
Well, we say that nowadays, and that means, they're throwing like millions of dollars at this. Netflix budget means big blockbuster Hollywood scale nowadays.
Absolutely, 100%. They're on par with all the big studios. Yeah, and like I mentioned, Snyder's pedigree as well in this type of film as well. It's nice to see him dip his toes back into something like this.
Yeah, for sure.
And I completely trust that he's going to take this in the right direction, and I reckon we're going to have a hell of a good time, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
The visuals look fucking amazing as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The visuals.
Hordes of zombies as well.
It doesn't have to have a rich story if the movie's going to be fun and violent and bombastic.
Absolutely.
Can we touch on the cast for a second?
Yeah, jump on it.
The cast looks absolutely amazing. I do apologize, I'm going to get a few of these names wrong, but straight out of the gate, we've got Hiroyuki Sanada, who we talked about recently in the Mortal Kombat trailer, who's playing Scorpion. He was in Avengers. He's like an older Japanese gentleman, but like he's going to kick ass, and especially in a lot of upcoming sort of Hollywood blockbusters like this one, for example.
Yeah, no doubt.
Then we've got Dave Bautista also helming this film as well. So we've got a few big hitters there, and a few other sort of lesser names that I'm not overly familiar with, but like, I think like everybody's going to have their story to tell. It's going to be full of action, full of zombies, and it's been a while since I've seen a thoroughly entertaining zombie film. I'm just hoping that this one doesn't go too heavy with the comedy and is violent and has those moments of tension and realism sprinkled in throughout.
Exactly,
that's what I think Zombieland 2 really missed the mark on.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned comedy just then as well, and a name that stood out to me a little bit down the list is Tig Notaro.
Yep.
She's a famous stand-up comedian. So,
great.
Yeah, but I feel like I didn't get too much comedy from this little snippet trailer that we got. So I'm leaning towards this is going to be taken very seriously. Snyder's going to like handle it as best he can, and it just looks fantastic.
Yeah. Well, when I say like
blowout.
Yeah, for sure. When I say comedy, I'm getting a lot of those kind of you know, well, I wouldn't say it's Zombieland vibes, but, you know, it's going to be set in the realistic world of the zombie apocalypse, but there's going to be comedic human elements to it. But not only that, it reminds me as well of video games like Dead Rising, where you're in Vegas and you're just mowing down hordes of zombies dressed as clowns and mines and things from the street.
And those hordes look fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, it looks definitely great. So, yeah, absolutely. Army of the Dead, check it out.
Absolutely. All right, let's get on to our second one. Long Weekend. Our second trailer this week comes in the form of the feature film writing and directing debut from Stephen Bazelon, best known for his work on two of my favourite sitcoms, Community and Happy Endings. Here we find the dreamy Finn Wittrock team up with Jess Jacobs as he plays a down on his luck, bottom-of-the-barrel writer looking for something when the girl of his dreams turns up. It all seems too good to be true, but is it? A wonderful trailer teases us with all the possibilities imaginable, including the fantastic Damon Wayans Jr. fantastic comedy timing. Looks like it could be a romantic drama comedy for everyone. Coming to select theaters 12th of March in the US, Australia to follow.
A lot of elements about this trailer really screams, Dylan, you're really not interested in this, are you?
I thought so.
It's telling a lot of the story elements we've seen in a lot of other romantic drama films before about young teenagers who find love in the weird ways and they fall for each other, but there's a twist to it. What's the real mystery behind this? If this was going to take like a sci-fi route where she's like, I don't know, it's completely different to what your expectation is.
She's a cyborg. She's sent by the military.
That's right. I'd be down for this, but I know it's not going to be that. It's like, she's running away from home and she's like in another city or whatever.
But I will just say, they are very clearly like early 30s.
Yeah, but they seem young. Like
she's running away from home. My mortgage.
Well, true, but he's saying that this could be the type of film that's like, hey, we're casting super old people to play teenagers, and we see right through it.
No, I get that completely.
Overall, I was watching this trailer going like, this is really not doing it for me until the very end of the trailer where Damon Wayans Jr. just has that one line of joke. I was like, okay, you've hooked me.
Yeah. I just watched my son piss in his own mouth.
Yeah. So I kind of want to see it just for him. It's been a long time since I've seen Damon Wayans Jr. in anything.
Yeah, no.
In recent memory. So I'm kind of here for him. But at the same time, like a lot of these films that we review for Trailer Park, there's like a few good picks in here, which I'll definitely watch.
Yeah.
This is a big summer blunder for me. I ain't seeing this.
No, that's fair. It's a big summer blowout for me, just because of, like I said, Stephen Bazelon. Because he's got that pedigree of being a writer on some of those sitcoms that I mentioned. But not only that, he's bringing some of those people with him. Damon Wayans Jr., known from Happy Endings as well. And then you also have Casey Wilson, who's married to the creator of Happy Endings and was the main star in that. I know you don't get it, but then also you do have Jim Rash from Community coming in as well. So I absolutely love that he's bringing in these people that he's worked with before. Oh my God, Dylan, I want to hit you. Any of the fans of Community Happy Endings out there, let me know down below how much I should punch him right now, because both of those shows are fantastic and I'm excited about this one. I do like this type of film as well, and I think it could be a bloody good time. So it's a big summer blowout from me, you jerk.
Excellent. Well, we can almost swap personalities with this next one, can't we?
Exactly. That's right. Well, let's get into the final one this week, shall we? It's Doors. Not Jim Morrison. Here for our final trailer for the week, we find a potentially lovely little independent sci-fi feature. After millions of doors, they look like portals, pop up all over the world, trained teams are tasked to investigate them and find out why they are there and what potential secrets lay behind them. Could they be doors to alien life? Maybe altered dimensions or realities? Or maybe a shortcut to the pizza place because Uber is now out of business? Who the hell knows? But it looks trippy, has potential to be fun and well done, and with leading man Josh fucking Peck, anything is possible. Coming to video on demand at the end of March.
All right, this is my kind of film.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, after watching all these trailers, I was like, okay, I can get into this one. This is the latest in a long line of mystery science fiction films that aren't strictly horror based. It's more about what the hell is going on here. These people essentially, as you mentioned, they stumble across these doors, which the military are aware about, people are aware about, but it turns out there's a particular character in this film who has one of these portal doors and he hasn't reported it. So they kind of like experiment themselves and they end up in these weird and wacky alternate universes. Yeah. Kind of like a Stranger Things vibe going on here. But this film, film definitely gives me vibes of the film Annihilation. Natalie Portman, have you seen that film?
Nope.
Fairly recent science fiction film. Very interesting concepts. There are some horror elements to it, but this film seems to tell more of a discovery kind of science fiction film rather than, oh my God, the world's going to end. So who knows what this is going to be like, but overall, this is definitely my cup of tea, and I'm definitely down for this one. So big summer blowout on my part.
That's fair. It's more of a big summer bleh for me because it's one that I could definitely see myself sitting down to watch. And I mean, it's Josh Peck, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to get amongst it. But yeah, no, for me, I'm not running to see this one. I'd honestly much rather see The Long Weekend before this one.
So just let me know, but down below, should I punch him?
Exactly, for fans of sci-fi and Josh Peck. Yeah, no, but it's a very interesting trailer though, and I'm curious to see how it goes, and I want to know the answers. So
well, that's
will
right.
there be any answers? Who knows? Exactly.
Who knows? Yeah, we'll watch that film. But that has been Trailer Park, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for hanging out with us in this video. You can certainly hang out with us live down on twitch.tv/2C3pod. Links are all down below, but you can certainly find us on social media.
Of course.
Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at 2C3pod.
That's right, but not only Twitch for the podcast, all podcast platforms. Just search 2C3pod. Maybe a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts would be lovely as well. But new episodes Thursday morning, 2 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time every single week. And check our socials for when we are live on Twitch. We love you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for watching this video. As we said, hit all of those links down below. Find us everywhere. Subscribe to everything and do all of that nonsense.
Oh my God, Google us.
My name is Dylan, and as always with my co-host
Mitchell. And do not forget, we're Two's Company, and you are the podcast.